Muthenya-ini wa tariki 3 wa mweri wa mbere wa mwaka mweru wa 2024 ni wakirikia gutiroka ni mwihoko wakwa ati we ni wagitindia thayu ni mwihoko wakwa ati kumia nie na nie ndaikara giti giki netwo mohoro ni andiki aitu mena magitinda makimatha kaunti ciothe 47 handu ciaruma igoro gikunengereria ngetika wa boy wa njau no mbere ndaya tobe tomukire matemo mamwo. Na mamwe wa maria tukuhaririirie ni ati
what makes me worry and wonder is about how these poor parents are being made by desks. In every grade 1 intake, a parent is told to come with a desk.
Mehariria magucoka cukuru kwambia guku aciari makirara mane bei ya igoro ya mafuku na uniform.
I sent out my police officers who went round and managed to net and collect all these illicit brews.
Ekwirwo mugwanja gwikio ngono na njohi ngananie mwena wa Kayole.
Tunalaani ile vitendo ambayo inaendelea ya wizi ya mifugo katika kaunti yetu ya Isiolo, Samburu pamoja na Meru. Kwa sababu sisi ni watu ambao tunapenda amani
na atongoria kuma kaunti cia Isiolo na Samburu gucemania kurunga ciege uria makorwa na wagi wa ugitiri. Anagitio kinene tikira ukorwo kigucia jongwa yaku nigetha ngoro gikumenyithia mauna mange maige mutamburuko uyu witu no wamukire kuria mwena wa YouTube ari o Muthingi TV na mwena wa Facebook tutigire ndumiriri yaku ari o Muthingi TV na tukika kiondo-ini gitu yango ya ucokereria wa mathomo itanyitwo kwambiriria kiumia giukite aciari ni macakaite nikiria maugite ati ni wongererio wa bei wa mafuku ona hamwe na uniform cia thukuru kuria makaire thirikari makiuga ati aingi ao ni makuremwo gukorwo magicokia ciana thukuru kuona ati bei ya indo ni igithiite na bereka.
Rere arutwo marorete gucoka cukuru kiumia giukite aciari riu ni maihuritwo ni wagagu ni undu wa thogora wa iguru wa indo cia gucokia ciana ciao cukuru ta uniform na mafuku amwe makiuga kigiriko kia mwaka muhituku gia thogora wa iguru wa muturire kiahota kumarumirira mwaka-ini uyu mweru.
Mimi nimefika hapa nikatafuta natafuta nguo za shule. Nguo za shule ziko lakini iko very expensive, sijui tutafanyaje. Hii mwaka imeongezwa.
Duka-ini ino ya mafuku aciari hamwe na arutwo ni magwikinyitie na namba nene muoroto wao uri kwihaririria mbere ya cukuru cihinguritwo riri amwe magekaya uria mafuku mongereirwo noguo makahinyiririka.
Jina yangu naitwa Jeni wa Maitha Jenga. Nimetoka kutafuta uniform ya mtoto. Akili iko bei kali sana, bei iko juu. Nimenunua 11,000. Sasa kwa moja na pia ni kama 12,000 sasa ijamalizia kuna singine.
Kaunti-ini ya Naikuru aciari maringiriirio gubanga raini kwa mathaa maingi duka-ini cia mafuku kuria aingi riu maratetia thogora wa iguru wa githomo.
Fees or the increment of fees, for example, day schools were very free. Now there is a new introduction that the parents will pay something. We also have the increment in fees for county and extra county and national schools.
Simon Karanja uria ni mwarimu ni ataririe uria githomo githiete na mbere kugia goro agitariria uria macukuru makoretwo makiagagia aciari na marihi maingi maria matangitaririo riu aikiarite na kuri thirikari kuingirira na kunina kuhinyiririka kuria aciari makoretwo makihinyiririo ni macukuru.
My name's Simon Karanja Muigai, a teacher by profession. But what makes me worry and wonder is about how these poor parents are being made by desks. In every grade 1 intake, a parent is told to come with a desk. And when you bring a desk, a little desk which is chargeable, you are told to take the desk back home and bring cash money. The cash money which are never received. And this matter is most rampant in Nakuru City.
Nice one.
And you find, taking a child in grade 1 in a school, unakuta mzazi anaambiwa 24,000 shillings. Mahesabu sijui inatoka wapi. Kiti, sijui nini. Inakuja 24,000 shillings. But all the same naambia waziri. I'm telling people, the minister, that things are not good here. Wazazi wanaibiwa pesa. Money is being extorted.
Mutaratara mweru wa githomo wa CBC ni umwe wa maundu maria marahinyiriria aciari aria riu moretie thirikari kuingirira na kunyihia indo iria ciana ciretio mutaratara-ini wa CBC. Handu-ini ha Muthingi TV ni njitagwo Bashia Wanjere.
No makiria ma andu mugwanja ni maraikirio ngono hwai wa ira mwena wa Kayole thutha wa kunyitikania makiendia njohi cia ibango borithi ria maratabanagia miungururio yao uria ratongorio ni Commander Lucas Ongaya uria waritie na andiki a mohoro augite umwe wa aria maranyitirwo ni supplier munene naretwo mundu gwetwo Isaia Mwangi na aria magaikorwo magikinyo igoti-ini muthi wa rucio.
Naitwa Lucas Ongaya. I'm the sub-county police commander wa Kayole Njiru sub-county. Now this afternoon we've conducted an operation, and we've conducted an operation to net all the illicit brews within Kayole. So I sent out my police officers who went round and managed to net and collect all these illicit brews in cartons you are seeing. Most of these alcoholic brews are not genuine, in the sense that when you check even the packaging from just the physical look, you will see that they are not sealed in the right manner. At the same time, the sealings, the serial numbers, most of them seem to resemble, showing that there is something wrong with them. So it appears they are serving citizens with the dangerous brews that can affect their health. So we have been out always to try and net all such a kind of illicit brews so that our people are not harmed by these bad drinks. At the same time, today in our operations, we've managed to arrest the person who brings and is said to be manufacturing this bad brew. Is currently with us in custody, and he will appear before court tomorrow to answer into the charges of having brought into market these illicit drinks. So we tell such a people who are involved in this bad trade to stop it and go for genuine kind of business that will not harm members of the public. At the same time, we still appeal to members of the public who are aware or who know people who are engaged in such a kind of business to come to us and inform us about them, so that we can take necessary action against them.
Kogeni ati atongoria kaunti-ini cia Isiolo na Samburu ni maiguithanirie kuneana amaritwa ma aikuro a wici aria makoretwo magithararia thayo wa muingi mwena kana icigo-ini icio. Ni muoroto wa guthaitira muingi uria ucioke kumana na kuhitahina kana kihitahitano na maabitha a borithi hindi ya muongorerio na kuhitana na imaramari ici uria waneanirwo ni minista wa ugitiri wa thiini Profesa Kithure Kindiki.
Kuna kabila si atupiki, iwe Somali, iwe Borana, iwe Meru, tumeangamiza watu, si ni kweli?
Madhumuni ya mkutano yetu ya leo ilikuwa ni kwamba tukuje pamoja tuweze kutoa majina ya waizi, kwa sababu tunajua waizi si jamii, na kama viongozi atunge nyamaza kuona jamii yetu ikiumia, kwa sababu jamii ikiumia, ule muizi amepata nafasi ya kujificha, na hivyo haitazuia muizi kuendelea kufanya wizi, kwa sababu anajificha ndani ya jamii.
Tumeweza kujumuika hapa leo kama jamii ya Waturkana na pia jamii ya Samburu kutoka Samburu County na pia katika Isiolo County. Sisi kama viongozi ambao tulichaguliwa tumejumuika leo kuongea yale masuala ambayo inakumba jamii yetu na pia ile inaleta utatanishi kati yetu na majamii zingine. Sisi kama viongozi tunalaani ile vitendo ambayo inaendelea ya wizi ya mifugo katika kaunti yetu ya Isiolo, Samburu pamoja na Meru.
Tunataka amani na tutahakikisha ng'ombe ya Meru itatolewa. Waizi watashikwa. Tumeongea na wasee kwa sababu hawa waizi tulisema hawapiti juu ya mawingu, wanapitia hapo chini, inapitia maboma, kwa hivyo wanajulikana, watatolewa. Ng'ombe itarudi.
Leo tumeweza kuweka mikakati ya kuhakikisha kwamba tunarudisha mali yote ambayo imeibwa katika Meru County. Jamii ya Meru kuna mali mingi ambayo imeweza kupoteza, wamepoteza kwa jamii ya Turkana, wamepoteza kwa jamii ya Samburu. Sisi tumekubaliana kama viongozi ya kwamba tutarudisha mali yote ambayo imeweza kuibwa katika jamii yetu ya Meru na pia jamii yetu ya Samburu ya Borana, jamii yetu ya Somali kuna ngamia iliibiwa. Tunaahidi ya kwamba tutarudisha hiyo mali yote.
Mimi majina naitwa Pastor Samuel Okoro. Mimi ndio coordinator ya jamii ya Waturkana Council Elder. Nataka kusema kwamba nashukuru hawa viongozi ambao wameandaa hii mkutano. Tulipata habari jana na tukashukuru sana. Na kile ambayo mmefanya, hiyo ndio uongozi.
Na kurumirira miario ya mutongoria wa bururi Ndagitari William Ruto muthe wa Iram nironekene ta iria ya gukirira ruhonge rwa magoti kiama kia mawakiri kuma guku bururi-ini nikianirira gutabania mirurungano kiumia giukite. Mutongoria wa bururi araikorirwo akiuga ati igoti ni rikoretwo rikihuthirwo ni ateti na njira njuru ni haria maraikorwo makihotomia wira wa thirikari yake ya Kenya Kwanza.
Mambo ya watu wachache, people with vested interest, people who are beneficiaries of the corruption in the former NHIF, ganging up with corrupt judicial officials to stall the program that is going to make it possible for ordinary citizens to access healthcare, so that a few corrupt characters, hospitals, fake doctors can continue to steal from NHIF. I want to tell them it will not happen in Kenya again. And we will stop it. We support the independence of the judiciary, but corrupt judicial officials working with those who vested interests that are benefiting from money stolen from NHIF, who want to perpetuate judicial tyranny and judicial impunity, we will deal with them. We will fight with them. We will not allow them. They will not go far. Mimi nataka niwatangazie mapema. Mimi ni mtu ambaye naamini mahakama. I respect the judiciary. I respect the independence of the judiciary. But I also believe that the judiciary cannot be abused by a few corrupt judicial officials. Imagine.
Haya, tukitigana na icio arimi akahwa kuma itura ria Kagoro gicigo-ini kia Umbunge kia Imenti ya Muhuro uko ni kaunti-ini ya Meru ni marahoya thirikari uteithio niguo mahote ukorwo magicokia ciana ciao mathukuru kuona ati matikoretwo makiamukira marihi ma kahwa kuma mweri-ini wa kana mwaka muhituku thutha wa thirikari guteaniria marua ma githii gia kahwa kia mundu kiumbe na kiria matwaraga kahwa kao.
Kawa ya Ebro hajalipwa.
Orire mihango ya ciana gucokereria mathukuru-ini irigirirwo kwambiriria kiumia giukite guku bururi-ini. Riu arimi akahwa kuma itura ria Kaguru Imenti ya Muhuro kaunti-ini ya Meru mari hatikaini ya kwaga gucokia ciana ciao mathukuru-ini kuona ati matire na uhoti thutha wa kwaga marihi ma kahwa kao kuma mweri-ini wa kana mwaka muthiru.
Na to be very specific and very unfortunate, tumerus sisi wa Meru ndio tumeumizwa na tumeangamizwa na hizi policies. Kahawa yetu ambayo tunaita main crop
main crop ni ya mwezi wa 4 na mwezi wa 5. Ndio tulikuwa tumevuna kahawa mingi sana. Na hiyo ndio kahawa inatusaidianga hapa Meru. Saa hii inakuanga kidogo kidogo.
Ni thutha wa thirikari guteaniria marua ma wira ma githii kia mundu kiumbe na kiria matwaraga kahua kao. Hĩndĩ ya kikomano gia kahua kaunti-inĩ ya Meru na kiria giatongoretio ni munini wa mutongoria wa bururi Rigathi wa Gachagua ita njira ya kung'ethanĩra na turia nĩme thoko-inĩ ya kahua gũkũ bũrũri-inĩ.
Ilikuwa imefanywa milling sehemu yake. Hiyo ingine wakakuwa cancelled, ikakuwa hawawezi endelea na ile kazi yao. Mimi swali yangu kwa hapo kwa serikali ndio nilikuwa nauliza, ni haraka gani walikuwa nayo kama sio kuangamiza mwananchi, ndio waone kama ni katelo wanaangamiza, waende na haraka sana wa cancel zile licenses. Kwa nini hawakungojea the following crop ambayo ilikuwa kwa shamba? Kwa nini wali act very quickly?
Makiria thina ni uthiete na mbere na kuhura hudi micini ya thutha wa kahua kao makiria ma kiro 2,500 kuiyo ciumia 3 hetuku, na riu makahoya thirikari mateithĩrĩrie na uteithio niguo macokie ciana ciao mathukuru-inĩ, na oho makihoya thuthuria baranginya utafanio niguo kahua kao karia kaiyĩtwo gacokio.
Tunapeleka watoto wetu shule on 8 na kile tunataka ni pesa tu, na kienye naomba ni pesa ya kurudisha watoto wetu shule, si ndio? Kama investigation ikifanywa miezi 3 na next week ni shule, tutafanyaji? Kwa hivyo tutafutiwe kitu kidogo, hata kama ni serikali itafanya mpango, at least tutafutiwe kitu kidogo iletwe pale, at least wakulima waitiwe pesa.
Unajua nyinyi ndio wenye wapelelezi. Mkitaka kusika mtu mnamsika. Mkikataa hamsiki. Kwanza suspect wale wanatajwa tunasikia kama wako connected. Labda ndio usunguzi inaenda polepo. Kwa hivyo tunaomba, tunanyenyekea, kahawa yetu ipatikane, ama kama itapatikana tupatiwe pesa, tuwe compensated.
Akiaria handũ-inĩ ha atongoria a thirikari, seneta wa kaunti ya Meru Kathuri Murungi na ũrĩa nĩ ũmwe wa arĩmi arĩa matarĩ arĩhe kahũa-inĩ kau nĩ atarĩirie atĩ ndeto ĩno yumanĩte na ikinya rĩa thirikari kũhukia tũrĩa nĩme kahũa-inĩ, no ĩndĩ akĩũria nyũmba cierĩ cia icirĩro gũthũrima kerĩ matatuĩte itua igũrũ rĩgiĩ watho wa kahũa nĩguo kũrũmbũiya mũrĩmi ndagacemanie na mathĩna ta maya.
Kwa hivyo mimi ningeomba serikali katika hii coffee amendment bill iko Senate na National Assembly, nataka tuhakikishe ya kwamba tuwe na njia ya vile tutaweza kuvet other millers or marketers wale wazuri, sababu hata societies wanajua wale watu ambao hawatapeli kahawa yao.
Handũ-inĩ ha Mũthingi TV, rĩtwa rĩakwa nĩ Chege wa Njohi.
Aya ngatho cia mwanya Chege wa Njohi ni undu wa riboti yo. Tugithie na mbere ni ati bururi wa Kenya ni ugathiririe wiheani wa mbutu cia Rapid Support Forces itongoragio ni General Mohamed Hamdan Dagalo, murutani wa gucokia thayo bururi-ini wa Sudan. Ni uge wa president hindi iria ucerete bururi makiuga ati makinya maria matacukitio ni urumwe wa IGAD na ni makurehe thayo wa gutura.
He's also very happy for that section. Yes. So I'm very happy to receive you again in Nairobi. I know this is not your first time.
Na riboti yo ni rekoro gitwekanya gaito ka mbere igakorwo tugikiria ndakorwo githii kuraihu kuona ati ni ndiracokereria na mangĩ maingĩ.
Nako kaguru karime gatihana kari muhu nake mumagari niyo nagira
ndutaga wira wa kwendia hema migeka na ngonia kino wira wa ndiraga na guko niyo
ni tutamburaga kio gitu na thabari itu miethere-ini
akai kunyita ugeni guku kwa Muthingi TV
nikio nitugicemanagia o kiumia tabarĩra-inĩ ya mwĩhang'ĩri tuli na mwihang'eri witu agitutirithia thabarĩ yake kinya hau akinyite.
Yandĩkwo nĩ mũthuri wĩho andĩkĩtwo gĩbanda kĩ harĩa rũgongo.
Nĩ ogũkũ ceceni-inĩ ya Mũthingi TV na niĩ Mwangi wa Mũrugi.
Kihoto kiunaga utamugete na kuona kihoto watho ni ufataranagia.
Watho ukoragwo wa guteithia mitugo na mikire ya maundu hari andu othe.
Na watho ugite ni 3 months with full pay.
Ndwagĩrĩirwo gũtwarwo police station kana gũtwarwo criminal court nĩ ũndũ wa defamation.
Na nikio ni nawe tufatie kumenya uria mundu agietha kihoto giake.
Mwana ena right yake na mwana we ni innocent.
Kihoto iriko na muthuri na mutumia tokoga na indo equally.
Watho ni witikiritie ciana icio utigirwo.
Nyitana nani Wairimu wa Kimani guku kwa Muthingi TV o wakana thaigiri cia hwaini tuthome na tuhiganie ciĩgiĩ watho amu guku nikuo kihumo kia gutherema.
Uri murimi munini na ni uravatara ngwataniro na nyumba ya mohoro ihinda ni riri amu Muthingi TV ni irakuhe mweke wa kwanirĩrithia kimenyithia niguo ukurie biacara yaku na njira nene. Tuhurire thimu kugerera *7*7 572 kana utwandikire email nio sales@lookuptv.co.ke ukatutume ndugu na tutirithanie hamwe amu ndugu ni makinya.
Na nitwacokereria ngatho cia mwanya ni guthie na mbere na gutwirorera gukore kwa Muthingi TV mayari mohoro ma hwaini. Tugicoka kiondo-ini gitu aikari a kaunti ya Kiambu ni matanyitwo kuhumurwo murigo wa mathomo makiria kuria akana kuria maina ciana irathi cia nathari ni thutha wa gavana wa kaunti ino kwanirira ati ciana ciothe iria irari gikiro-ini kia ECD cirihegwo irio cukuru-ini. O akauga ati arutani othe aria mathingataga ciana ici maririhagwo ni thirikari ya kaunti ino ya Kiambu.
Ni muramenya gavana ndiroigire ati kana kau turathondekera kirathi gia cukuru gatonya nasari gutire kana gataririaga nasari nimwe niguo twarikanire riu muthenya wa mothe twana tukihingura muthenya wa mbere oria turekaga tukihinga rucini kindu kia mbere ni kana kuheo gikombe gia curu wa vitamin muhio wina gacukari twa mwandu itu wa keri gugikinyia mathaa ma thainya kana gothe ka mutumia uriku kana we single mother kana mutheni kana we wa murimo uriku goka kirathi-ini thainya gakaheo itumbi ria gutherukio twa mwandu itu ndiroigire tugicoka kuhingura cukuru ino turahingura kiumia giki twarora muthenya wa aramithi twambiriria aramithi hindi ciothe oro kiumia aramithi gutire kana gatari nyuaga bagiti ya iria twa mwandu itu gutire wanda na wake na ndimwirage andu itu mwaigua tukiuga uguo twirega kugerereria mwana uyu warari tutanoka kwambiriria mutaratara uyu guthie cukuru watwana twa kwambia cukuru uria twetaga ECD kana nathari twana twakorirwo twana hakuhi 30 cukuru mugima twambia kuheana irio tukinina mweri wa gatatu twana tu twari makiria maigana rimwe uguo ne gukwira atiriri ni twana tuingi na ne njwe no aciari uguo ate mwatuona ha tuigananitio ni nguo kana tigwa andu itu mathina maria mundu enamo tondu mundu ena mathina make kiumbe maria tatinda gukira andu no twina mathina maingi ni kuri muciari utangihota kuruta kana mucie agatware cukuru tondu na gatirite ni twanyita na andu itu nikio ndiroigire twana tuothe tuririaga cukuru arimu acio matuthomithagia twana tutu twana thari othe ndiramoya ndiramekera mucara-ini wa thirikari nigetha gutige gutuika ati inyuĩ aciari muritagio mbeca cia kuriha arimu acio ni twanyitana.
Haya, tukiuma kuu kaunti-ini ya Kiambu tureke nginya kuria kaunti-ini ya Mombasa kuria gavana wa kaunti-ini ya Mombasa Abdul Samad Sharif Nasir nehenete ihinda ria mweri umwe kuri ahori biashara aria matarehete mathirĩ mao ma njoherera niguo marihe akiaria ari wabici-ini yake aria mwena gĩikaro kĩa kana aria mwena gĩikaro kĩa ahori biashara aya agwetete aingĩ ao nĩ mahĩrĩte no ĩndĩ kuota yao matakoretwo makihota kũrĩha na nĩ wega makorwo makĩrĩkia mathirĩ mao.
Habari zenu. Nimepeana amri zile area zote za single business permit, ile interest ama tunasema ile riba na penalties ziweze kuwa waived kwa wale ambao hawakuweza kulipa mwaka jana, ili wasiweze kuumia wakiwa wanataka kulipa mwaka huu. Pia vile vile wengi, nashukuru Mungu kwa sababu tulikuwa tumepunguza ile ada, wengi walikuwa wamelipa. Itakuwa sio sawa kwa wale wachache kudandia kwa wengi ambao walolipa, na ndio sababu tunasema ya kuwa ile penalties na interest zote ambazo kwamba zilikuwa zilipwe kwa sababu watu walikuwa wamechelewa kulipa, nimepeana amri ya kwa kuanzia sasa mpaka mwisho wa mwezi wale ambao hawakulipa mwaka jana, mwaka juzi, waweze kujaribu kupunguza deni lao. The figures that the county government of Mombasa is collecting as toll rents, and my intent si kuanza kuongeza bei, nieleweni, but my intent is kila alioko kile kidogo alipe. But the amount of money that the county government of Mombasa is currently collecting in terms of stall rent is well less than 2 million. Kongowea market alone, the amount of trucks that are meant to be taking garbage from Kongowea market on a daily basis are about 5 trucks. Calculate that is just one market that we have. So yes, our expenses to run the market supersede the investment that I put in terms of roads, the investment that I put in terms of the repairing the markets, the street lighting and everything else. Ile investment niloweka wakati wangu mimi peke yake
Kogene ate makiria ma arutwo ngiri kana ngiri ithatu ni mamukirete uteithio kurumirira mathomo ma kaunti-ini kana kuma kaunti-ini ya Kwale ni kugerera kigina gya ciringi milioni 100 iria ineanirwo ni gavana wa kaunti ino Fatuma Achani. O hindi yo gavana uyu ni oretie aciari othe metikirie ciana ciao ukorwo igicokereria thukuru rindino kana riria igakorwo ikihingurwo.
Hii basari ambayo inapeana leo hii hatutotoa ile cheki moja. Tayari tumefanya direct transfers kwa zile national schools zote ambazo ziko Coast Region. Direct transfer. Lakini vile vile mzazi utaweza kupata barua pamoja na photocopy ya ile check. Sijui kama tunaelewana. Kumaanisha kama Kwale Hai ina wanafunzi 30, kila mzazi atapatiwa ile barua ambayo ina indicate watoto wote wamepata nini. Hiyo pia inaonyesha transparency.
Kupitia elimu ni sasa, nimeweza kuipata degree hii mimi kama mwanamke kutoka Kwale na kama mwanamke wa Kiislamu. Nina furaha sana kwa Mama Achani, kwa government yetu ya Kwale kwa kunishika mkono na nikaweza kupata cheti hiki.
Nimemaliza bila stress, nimegraduate na sahi Mama Fatuma Achani alisema kijana tumekufunza wenyewe na sahi tunakukabidhi ino docket ya maji uendeleze kuwanufaisha wakaazi wa Kwale. So kwa wale wanaoshangaa na kwa wale wasionijua, mwili ni mdogo lakini kazi niliyopewa ni kubwa na Mama Fatuma Achani. Hiyo ni kwamba ameniamini na pia ile imani aliyokuwa nayo kwangu pia kesho inaweza kuwa kwako wewe.
Haya, tukitigana na icio makiria ma akoro 500 mwena wa Mbuvori gicigo kia ubunge kia Manyata gukore kaunti-ini ya Embu ni magunekete na uteithio wa irio kuma kuri gikundi kia Wendi Mwega kiria kiikaine ta Mama Doing Good. Akiaria hindi ya mihango ino Jamlick Muturini augite ati ni arashakaye muno kuona ati akoro aya ni maikorwo magitigithanirio noguo aingi makararira kuona ati matire na mundu ugikorwo kana mundu uthia kumarora na kumahe irio.
Sawa. Kwa mara nyingi tumeona ya kwamba wazee wamebaki manyumbani peke yao. Vijana ama watoto wao kwa mara nyingi huwa hawamo nyumbani, wameenda kufanya kazi mjini ama mijini, na wazazi huwa wanasahaulika. Kwa hivyo tumesema kwa msimu huu ni vizuri tuwakumbuke na tuonyeshe jamii yote kwa jumla ya kwamba wazazi ama wazee ni watu wa maana katika jamii letu. Leo hapa tumeweza kuwapa vyakula tofauti tofauti wazee 500, na huu mradi si wa hapa Embu peke yake. Huu mradi unaendelea pande tofauti tofauti nchini, county tofauti tofauti.
What we are advocating, if you go to the developed world, America, Asia, Europe and the like, they have senior citizen residence. Those are areas where the old people are taken care of. Wanahudumiwa na serikali, wanahudumiwa na watu ambao wako wachanga kushinda wale. So kwa hivyo vile ningeomba Kenya mzima, kwa jamii zote, kabila zote, madhehebu zote, makanisa na hata mosques, tuone ya kuwa tumehudumia wale ambao wamezeeka katika jamii zetu.
Na kwa kweli ya watu vile nilipata ni watu wamefinyiliwa, wengine hawapati chakula, wengine wakipata kesho hawana matumaini ya kupata. Na kwa hakika niko na shukrani mingi kwa wale walifikiria hii maneno. And one thing I can say is that it's a good idea to continue supporting the old, and more so to make sure that they are living and enjoying their life as it's supposed to be. Kama kanisa tumejaribu vile tuwezavyo, but sometimes sababu wa wingi ya watu tunalemewa, na ninaendelea kuhimiza wale wako na wazazi wao, kwa sababu ni watu wako na watoto, hata kama watoto wao wengine waliingia kwa mandao wakakuwa ni useless, but wale wako na uwezo ningeomba tu wachukue hii nafasi na watunze wazazi wao.
Na gitio kinene njitekiria ngoro ngigutwarana kuo nginya kuria iharo-ini na kuo ngumenyithie uria ciana cia atumia cirakigarika kuo nakio kirabu gia TV Soka ni ahotani a mbĩtĩka cia kagi cia gukiria taranda mwena wa Nyarari gĩcigo mbunge kia Matuga gũkũ kaunti-inĩ ya Kwale. Mbĩtĩka ici cikuhũthĩrwo kana igũkorwo igĩhũthĩka gũkũria taranda cia Nyarari kaunti-inĩ ĩyo.
Zawadi zipo, lakini katika malengo yangu ilikuwa ni hasa kutambua vipaji vyao na kuona ni vipi vinaweza kugeuka zikawa ajira, kwa sababu swala la ajira ni pana na ni tata. Lakini sio kila mtu anaweza kuwa daktari ama kuwa engineer, wengine wanakulia vipaji vyao. Ukiangalia mshahara wa daktari na ukiangalia mshahara wao wengine wakina Messi na nani, wa daktari ni kama mshahara wa sekunde moja. Kwa hivyo talanta saa hizi ndio inalipa, na ndio maana nikakusudia hasa wakina mama ambao kwa muda mrefu hawajafanywa tournament kama hizi. Mara nyingi tunaangazia mpira kwa wavulana. Hiyo sio kwamba nimewaacha nyuma wavulana, lakini nilikuwa na dhamira hasa ya kuona vipaji vya wadada ambavyo wanaweza kucheza mpira.
Haya, na ripoti ya kuma kore kaunti ya Kwale ni araikoragwo tutirihira mutaburoko witu hwaine wa umuthi ngatho cia mwanya ni waikorwo kirorera na ngatho cia mwanya kurere the maikorwo magitigirira ati mutaburoko uyu naikorwo witukinyira na njira iria ikiagireire no mbere diary kana aria twaikorwo tukirutithania nao wira mundu gwitwo aizo no makindu gwitwo graphics na kimundu gwitwo tael no kiuma kindu gwitwo directing producer itu kana uria waikorwo wituhaririria ripoti ici ni mundu gwitwo Mwangi wa Murugi itanaumira ngire na ripoti ya mwanya tukihaririirio ni mwandiki witũ Mwangi wa Murugi egie matua nguthi ma mwaka wa 2023 kwa augete ati bũrũri wa Kenya ni bũrũri witiagira gukorwo na gatiba ihimbiire democracy na njira nene thiini wa gitaro kia Africa no mwaka muthiru wa 2023 bũrũri wa Kenya akugerera ruhonge rwa magoti ni wokirirwo ugikinyaniria mamwe wa matua maruru ari hamwe na gwitikirio kwa ikundi cia andu a ndugu ya hura imwe. Ripoti ino ya mwanya atukihandiriirio ni Mwangi wa Murugi iyo ni gukorwo gigotiga nayo niye gatika wa boy wa Jao uririkania ati we wa bata araria mwake
wa mutaratara wa watho mahitia munene ta manjuragano uici wa kiahinya hamwe na uhahami wa andu kimwiri ituiro rikoragwo ari kioho kia maica njera kana gwituo no kumana na kwaga utahuku mwega wa ituiro riri ni undu uthiete na mbere kunehia njiriri cia ituiro riri. Kuri mweri wa mugwanja mwaka muhituku wa 2023 hari cira wa uhami wa ihoto cia kiumundu na uria wacoketio igoti-ini ni mwena wa maridi ni riatuire kioho kia maica njera ta mugaru wa gatiba rikiuga ati ni wagarari wa ihoto cia umundu mugaru na gicunji kia 27 kia gatiba ya Kenya kiria kiugite ati mundu wothe ari na kihoto kiigananu.
A judge should be able to analyze the circumstance of each case and then have a determined ruling. From a human rights perspective, my take would be that the court ought to give itself discretion in terms of the matters they receive. A judge should be able to analyze the circumstance of each case and then have a determined ruling. When you are given the life sentence, it should mean a 30-year period. So there are some principles that aid people to arrive at such determinations is that the essence of punishment must have a goal. It should deter other members of the public from committing the same offense. It should reform the person who is being punished, and then it should have an aim so that once someone is punished, after they've served the punishment, then they're able to return or be reintegrated into the society.
Muhuraniri wa ihoto cia umundu Elijah Rotok oho agitariria bata wa gutia ihoto cia muturire wa mundu hamwe na macungirira ma ituiro riri.
Persons serving capital offenses are isolated, and so there is an aspect of loneliness. They are separated from the other inmates. There is family disintegration in the sense that a significant number that either were fathers or mothers or immediately has an impact in terms of what it implies that this person may never see the outside doors of prison, and therefore the family disintegrates. And also even to the family members themselves, there is victimization. There is that tag that the family carries that we belong to so and so who was either a murderer, who was a robber. Yes, so eventually that stigmatization also has a negative impact. Even to the offender themselves who are serving sentences, we've noted that it has a health impact in terms of once that sentence is committed to you, psychologically it torments you, and it also has an impact. You start developing diseases that before the conviction you didn't have.
Musirithania munene Justice Martha Koome akoretwo muhari-ini wa mbere hari guthingereria guthurimo werũ kwa mutaratara wa ituĩro wa mwaka wa 2023 na uria utanyitwo kunyihiria kioho kuri aria matuĩrĩirwo kioho kia maica njera hamwe na aria matungatĩte kioho miaka 30.
There is a proposal currently to suggest that it should now mean, when you are given the life sentence, it should mean a 30-year period.
Mundu o wothe ari na kihoto gia gutukana na andu kiria gikuruhanagia ihoto cia kumba kwiyandikithia kana gwikuruhania na mihango ya ikundi o ciothe. Gicunjĩ kia 36 gia gatiba ya Kenya gikiheana itua ringi rinene iguru ria mutaratara wa ituĩro kuri mweri wa Septemba mwaka muhituku. Igoti inene rikiheana itua ria andu a ndugu cia hura umwe gutukanaga matari muria, undu uria watumurire urugari kuri muingi.
We have been trying to register the National Gay, Lesbian and Human Rights Commission for the last 1.5 years, since April 2012. And in May this year, the government sent us a very, very distasteful letter saying that they would not register.
Itua rĩrĩ rĩgĩcokia na thutha mwaka wa 2013 rĩrĩa Mũkenya Eric Gitari ageretie kwandĩkithia gĩkundi kĩa andũ a ndũgũ ici cia hũra ũmwe, ũndũ ũrĩa watũngirio igũtha gũkĩrĩkana atĩ rĩtwa rĩrĩa rĩahũthĩkaga harĩ gĩkundi gĩkĩ rĩarĩ rĩa ũrathoni, ũndũ ũrĩa wacũngĩrĩire kinya ndũgũ ici kwĩrĩkana nĩ mũgarũ wa watho.
Supreme Court was faced with a decision of deciding whether the freedom of association as guaranteed by the Constitution. So we have the freedom of association under Article 36, and we have equality and freedom from discrimination under Article 27. So the argument from the government side was that these two rights are not unlimited. They can be limited in certain ways. And in this way they are saying they're limited because the association is of an outlawed or a criminal activity. So the same way we use Mungiki and stuff, that's what they were relying on to say that now we can't register an association of gays and lesbianism based on the outlaw by the penal code.
Na tauria Arobi Karani anatariria gukinyira itua tariri ti undu muhuthu.
These two rights are not unlimited. They can be limited in certain ways. And in this way they are saying they're limited because the association is of an outlawed or a criminal activity. So the same way we use Mungiki and stuff, that's what they were relying on to say that now we can't register an association of gays and lesbianism based on the outlaw by the penal code.
Na tauria Arobi Karani anatariria gukinyira itua tariri ti undu muhuthu.
The decision of the Supreme Court was not unanimous. 3 supported the registration and 2 opposed it. And the argument was coming up from our constitution and the freedom of equality, freedom from discrimination. What happens is that we borrowed so much of our Bill of Rights from the South African Constitution back then in 2010. Now if you look at our Article 27.4 on the requirements for discrimination, it talks about conscience, belief, race, gender, sex, but it doesn't talk about sexual orientation. And it is the one thing that is missing from the South African Constitution. And so the judges that were not agreeing to the majority decision were saying that the framers of the Constitution did that deliberately and intentionally, that sexual orientation was omitted from that right, from discrimination, because it is not supposed to be there. But now the majority side, that's composed of DCJ Mwilu and Njoki Ndung'u and Smoky Wanjala, was of the opinion that the freedom of association and the right to assemble should not and cannot be curtailed by legislation, because at the end of the day, the Constitution is the supreme law of the land.
Nayo thabarĩ ya kĩhiko yũkaga na maũndũ makĩo, arĩ hamwe na kwĩheana kũnene, no ĩndĩ rĩrĩa kwagĩa thĩna na andũ menda gũtigana gũthiaga atĩa, na makĩria harĩ ũgayani wa ũtonga. Kũrĩ mweri wa Januari mwaka wa 2023, igoti ikaru bũrũri-inĩ nĩrĩakorirwo rĩkĩheana itua igũrũ rĩgiĩ ũgayani wa indo, na gatagatĩ rĩrĩa endwa erĩ matigana, na rĩkiuga atĩ ũgayani ũyũ wa indo na gatagatĩ mũgarũ wa watho, na rĩkiuga atĩ mũndũ agĩrĩirwo kũgaĩrwo kĩrĩa mũndũ egwatĩire we mwene.
For you to have matrimonial property, so you have to belong to that marriage. Now that marriage has to be declared broken down, or you have to divorce, so that now we can come to what is matrimonial property. So the case was between a man and a woman who married in 1990. They divorced in 2016. Once they got divorced, they went to the High Court for division of matrimonial property. The High Court awarded the wife 30% of the matrimonial home and 20% of the rental apartments and the income. He didn't go further to the other landed properties. Then they went to the Court of Appeal. When they went to the Court of Appeal overturned the High Court decision and said, we will share everything 50-50.
Gĩcunjĩ kĩa 45 kĩa gatiba ya Kenya nĩkĩheanĩte kĩhoto kĩa o mũndũ kwĩgwatĩra igai na njĩra ya ũigananu rĩrĩa kĩhiko gĩatura. No na kũrĩ ũguo, igoti rĩkiuga atĩ gĩcunjĩ gĩkĩ gĩtiugĩte atĩ gĩcunjĩ kĩa 50 harĩ igana ya ũtonga kĩhiko-inĩ nĩguo mũndũ agĩrĩirwo gũkorwo akĩamũkĩra.
So the argument is still out there, but what was the import and what brought about the argument is that now we have to prove that contribution. It has not been made clear or guideline given that this is counted as contribution and this is not counted as contribution. But now we cannot rely on the fact that now we are divorced and we were married, so it is 50-50 regardless of what was happening.
Bũrũri wa Kenya nĩ bũrũri ũkoragwo na gatiba ĩhĩmbĩirie democracy. Mwaka wa 2023 ũgĩkorwo arĩ mwaka ũrĩa watiga bũrũri-inĩ harĩ kĩgeri-inĩ kĩnene kĩa matua manene ma kĩwatho. Handũ-inĩ ha Mũthingi TV, rĩakwa nĩ Mũngi wa Mũrugi.